Guys, you people know me. I will always bring the weirdest conversations to my podcast. And today, let's talk about men who say they are not romantic. Hello, guys, my name is Mimi, and this is A Dash of Colors. If you're a consistent listener, I see you again. Thank you for tuning in. And if this is your first time listening, the code is for you to subscribe and then for you to turn on the notification so that you will be the first to hear me when I upload the episode. So you may be listening on any of your preferred platforms, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you're listening to me. Please subscribe. I need all of that encouragement once in a while. Okay, now, in my past dating experience, it seems like I have dated the worst kind of people. Worst in quotes, because they could be the best for someone else. I sincerely believe that someone that we think was not good for us might just be the best for someone else. But this is strictly my own personal experience, so I'll try not to generalize it to everybody and to all men. Now, I'm this kind of person who believes in showing my emotions in form of acts of service, words of encouragement. Like I am actively out there when I am in a relationship with someone. And this is because I believe in giving my best to anything at all that I put myself in. But unluckily for me, I dated people that claimed that they were not romantic. Hence, they couldn't even do the basic things for me. And this evening, while I was having this conversation, I was so tempted to say that all men who say that they are not romantic are just evading the responsibility of caring for their partner's needs. But still, I am tempted to have that perspective, because most of the people that I actually were with, two men, had the same excuse. You call someone all the time, and then this one time you decide you're not going to call them and expect them to call. They eventually call maybe much later, and then you're like, why is it that you don't call me? And he says, I told you that I'm not romantic now. Or he says, if I don't call you, call me. Right? And these are the things that you basically did yourself most times without refraining. I remember a particular situation with my ex. He just got a car, and he wanted me to. I was usually visits, the days I visit, right? So it was one of those days, and I was supposed to visit, and then I randomly asked him to come and pick me up, right? And this is the first time in that relationship that I had ever made such a request. All the times that I went visiting, I paid for whatever means that I used to go to his place and to come back. I paid for it most times, right? There were times when he was generous enough to say, oh, okay, you're paying for this, or yeah, take this, right? But 90% of the time, it was me paying for it. Now, this one day that I knew that he was mobile, I randomly asked him to please come and pick me up from the house. And then he goes how he's not obligated to do that for me. And I'm like, what is wrong with picking up your girlfriend though, right? So it's so amazing that men who excuse treating your partners well to not be romantic are more in number than people who actually show their emotions. And I like to consider people like that as being emotionally unstable people, because not even unstable, the right word is emotionally unavailable people, right? It's possible that some men who say that they are not romantic are just emotionally unavailable. And Emotional unavailability can manifest in a variety of ways, such as being unable to express or connect with their emotions, or being dismissive of their partner's feelings, or avoiding any form of intimacy and closeness in a relationship. And mind you, I feel like people tend to confuse intimacy with being sexual, right? There's so many ways to be intimate with your partners, and men who usually say that they're not romantic or tend to like dismiss their partner's feelings, and they do not make any effort into getting to nurture these feelings that someone else has for them, right? It is also important to remember that emotional unavailability is quite a complex issue and can have some causes, yes, right? Some people are like that because of past trauma. Some people are like that because of attachment issues, or some people just believe that they don't have to be there for their partners, right? So, but like I always encourage people to communicate with your partners. If you notice that someone you're with is being very cold or being unavailable to your emotions, maybe try communicating. But the best option will always be to run away from people like that, because emotionally unstable people or unavailable people would always make you feel like there's something wrong with you. Like, my ex would randomly complain that my voice was too loud, and I worked on myself. I took months, right, trying to speak more calmly, trying not to talk like I would usually do. And that's how I talk. This is how I talk. When I get excited, I can say a lot of things in less than 2 minutes. That's how I am. And then he did not just like that about me. And so many other things that he randomly complained about, right? And then the only thing that pisses me off in all of this is that remark, I am not a romantic person. Because why would you not call your girlfriend on Valentine's Day? And when she complains, your excuse is you are not a romantic person. It was so bad because my guy was even saying, what do I want? I should just say what I want so that he can buy it. Like, no thoughtfulness, no innovation, no initiative. I should tell you that I want a bag, for instance, for Valentine's Day that has passed so that you can buy it. I don't even understand how to even explain this story, guys. But there are some men that choose to be that way towards their partners. And I strongly believe that most people who use the excuse that they are not romantic are people that are evading responsibility. They just don't want to love their partner as much as they are receiving. And yes, I know that this might be a biased perspective because there are people who genuinely do not know how to express their emotions. But still, I have a theory. If you love someone, you'd find a way to make it work. Because I know how many times I would randomly Google what to buy for my boyfriend or what to buy for him on his birthday. Yes, I do all of that because it's not something that I'm used to doing. And whenever I have occasions that involve my relationship, I research, I ask questions. How does this work? Yes, because I'm not a romantic person, right? That's what people say. But then you can still be a thoughtful person. You can still do thoughtful things, right? It's actually the intentions that we care about, not all those imaginary Prince Charming thing you're thinking in your head, right? We are more interested in what you're doing, how you're showing us that you want us as much as we want you. So most times when I read conversations on Twitter and then people are bashing women and then saying so many horrible, terrible things about women, it's always very appalling because all of the experiences that I had, most of the people that I had intimate relationship with, they were the gold diggers. And I'm talking about men, grown-ass men, right? And then if they were not gold digging men, they were people that were emotionally unstable, people that were not ready to give themselves as much as you've given yourself to them. And it doesn't make any sense to me. So if you're someone that you always have this excuse for not doing something for your partner and you're always excusing it to not being romantic. I'm here to say to you that you're being completely unfair to your partner's emotions and compassionate feelings, because all you need is an internet connection, and you can literally find things that you would do for your partners to make them feel loved, to make them feel cared for. But the problem is that most of you think that these things are unrealistic or things that are not possible to achieve. There's no big deal in expressing your love to someone. You just have to find a love language that is particular to you and then use it in a very elaborate way. So please stop excusing your relationship responsibility to not being romantic, because nobody wants to be with someone who is emotionally unavailable towards their own feelings. It is very important that you acknowledge that in relationships, it's not just you. There are other people in it and they could get hurt too. So instead of running away from the responsibility of loving your partners, show up, do something, research, find the means to communicate your emotions outside the conventional way. So I hope this made sense to you. I just really wanted to share this story because I had this conversation with Daniel. Shout out to Daniel for this motivation to talk about this. It's very important that we learn that there's really no big deal in showing your partner that you love them. You don't have to do so much. You just have to show that your intent towards them are genuine and are good for them. Thank you for listening again. My name is Chineye, and did I just say my name is Chineye? This is the first time I say my name is Chineye, right? I always say my name is Mimi. Anyway, for those who don't know, my name is Chineye as well, but people call me Mimi, so I'm sticking with Mimi. So thank you again for listening. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on the notification bell, my guy. You would always want to hear my voice. So thank you so much for listening again. My name is Mimi, and I'll see you next time.